Hello, everyone. It is great to see all of you. I'm very happy to be here. I am here, of course, to give you a little bit of an update on how things are going with me, and then we are going to, we'll chat about various things and take questions and answers, and then we'll have a little live sale and do some giveaways. So we have some fun planned for tonight. There's Betty. I don't know if you saw the very beginning, but hola and viva Mexico. We are, um, we're just, I'm just very glad to be here because, once a month I promise that during this time when I'm having my treatments that I catch you all up and just let you know how I'm going. It's easier than answering everybody's questions individually. And it's just great to see so many people, and thank you. I see some folks who I haven't seen for a long time, and miss all of you a lot. I'm looking forward to being able to travel more freely and get around and get back to doing things. And as far as the time frame for that, we're going to get to that in a little bit too. I I guess I'll just start by saying that I am 1 week away from treatments 9 and 10 out of a total of 12. So the end is in sight. I've got about 6 more weeks to go. And then about 4 more weeks after that for labs and follow-ups to just make sure everything is okay and that it's all going in the right direction. And with any luck, then that means that if they don't decide that I need more treatment or to do additional things, then hopefully by Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend, I hope to be actually able to get back to a regular thing. Of course, that means we're going to be at Christmas, so I guess the regular thing is going to probably be after the new year. But that is the short version of where I am. The symptoms are decreasing. I know that some of you saw I did a short reel where I talked about having had my lung perforated when they went in to drain fluid. And the downside of that, of course, was that I had to be on really low restricted activity for about 10 days while that healed. The good thing is that they said the way it works is that your chest has a cavity, so your lungs can expand and contract. And mine were filling with water, or liquid, which is what caused the emergency and the breathlessness and sent me to the emergency room that kicked off all of this. That has pretty much abated at this point, which is great. And what happens is the cavity fills with water, and then your lungs can't go where they need to go. So they needed to keep draining them to make sure that it didn't cause chronic lung issues. The last time they went to do it, because there wasn't a lot of fluid, it was very hard to get the needle in, and that's why they ended up perforating my left lung a little bit. And so that took a little bit of healing time, and they said after that, honestly, you have a little bit of fluid left in you. It's not affecting your breathing, and unless you have further symptoms, we recommend that you stop having the procedure done, which is great because my oncologist had said that if it wasn't diminishing like that, that I would have to have another procedure at another cancer clinic. And so it's really awesome that that happened. Even though it wasn't a great thing for 10 days, it was a wonderful thing in the end because it means things are getting to the point that they are supposed to. My labs are improving. Things are getting a lot closer to the normal range. The bad protein that was 2,500% higher than it should be is now 250% higher, which means that it is 90% better than it was. So they think after 2 more treatments, it will be in remission with any luck, and then I won't be having to do a lot of symptom management other than to have checkups on probably a 3-month basis for a while they just make sure. So that's the plan. As long as everything keeps going the way it is, the symptoms are declining, the side effects are increasing. So they said that would happen, and I know some of you folks have been through this, and everyone who has told me on the one hand, it will hopefully take care of your problem. On the other hand, you will have more issues as you get closer to the end. They are doing a shot to stimulate bone marrow after each treatment now. And that has been working because my white blood cells are up and my immune system has actually stayed pretty good, which is important. It does mean I've had a little bit of sleeplessness. It does mean that my hair is definitely getting more brittle and kind of frizzy. And they said it's not going to fall out, which is great, but it looks a little ragged. And I definitely am having skin peeling, which is something a friend of mine who went through this said was a likelihood. And so I'm actually going to have a facial for the first time in my life on Thursday and have them, I'm going to wear a mask, they're going to wear a mask, and they're going to see what they can do to kind of take care of that. Carol Sue Pope was kind enough to send me a bunch of moisturizing cream that has actually been helping with that. And hello, it's nice to see some people here that I don't usually get to see. And I'm just randomly highlighting a few of those things. I thought about the head shaving thing, but I have this Scandinavian knot in the back of my head. And I've seen guys like me who go bald, and it's some guys look good with a bald head and some don't. And my head shape is not really well suited for it. So I'm going to live with the dry hair and just be glad that it's there. And I think you all will too. Um, the Yes, I have noticed. I am trying to be careful. I went to a big estate sale the other day, and it was so busy. I knew I couldn't go at the beginning, so I went about 11:30. It was still so busy I couldn't go in. So I went to a yard sale, which I filmed, and we'll do a short on that in the near future. It was actually fun, a lot of vintage fashion, something a little different. And then I went back and it was 1 o'clock and it was still too busy for me to go in. So I didn't end up getting in until almost 2:30. And there was so much stuff in the house, I still ended up finding a bunch of things, and they're having half off tomorrow afternoon, and I'm going back. Because it will be less busy and there'll be less stuff, but the prices will hopefully be really good. And so I will have some video about that. Once I finally got in, I was able to film. So I've been trying to keep up with some fresh stuff for all of us to share. We also, I like this theory. Yes, the bigger the bump, the smarter the puppy. Well, that might be true. I'd like to think so anyway. So I've been able to get around a little bit and still do some things. I am being pretty careful about it. I know I highlighted one of the comments because she was saying people coughing around at work, and there has been stuff going around, so be careful out there. I certainly have been. And thank you. It's so nice to have some folks in with us tonight who we don't usually get to talk to. So thank you so much. And please, by all means, if you are watchers on our regular channel, there's a hardcore of us that always like to chat, but all of you are welcome to the chats on Mondays and Wednesdays every time we do a premiere, except for the 2 times we do the member-sponsored videos, and then those are member-only chat. We also will have a level 3 member chat coming up for level 3 members on Wednesday of this week, just to let you folks know. What else has been going on? Well, one thing I should, well, yes, this is something I have had some good luck. I've had a few people who have had me in for some private stuff, and that's been really great. I actually am going to do a private pick this Friday, and it's with someone who I know because of YouTube, and she actually lives in Tennessee. She's been to my storehouse sale in Kentucky. Her mother still lives here in Washington. This is where they're from originally, and her mother is, I guess, has had a cabin near the woods and is selling that and moving into town, and so they're going to have me out. So I have had the benefit of some private picks, which has really helped keep me going. I've also had the benefit of some really lovely, wonderful, some gifts, some people picking and buying for me, and I'm going to show a little bit of that here in a minute. We'll do a little show and tell. First, I do want to thank the members of this channel as well. We do have memberships now on the live channel, the Live Legends, and thank you very much. I think we're up to 35 or 40 people, something like that now, and it's just great because that has encouraged me to want to, now that I'm getting in the rhythm of having these updates, I think we're going to keep doing something like this even after I'm done with the health updates. I think we'll continue to do some sort of a regular live because it's really fun to get to chat with all of you and talk to everybody. So a couple of things really quickly. I was asked in my last video, I did a video about a 60-year estate sale, and I bought this book inside the Playboy Mansion because I looked and it was a $40 book new and they had them for $5. And I thought, well, I bet that sells for something online. And it does. It seems to go for 25 or 30. I think we'll put it out for sale at some point in the near future. But I mentioned, I just sort of dropped offhand, oh yes, the Playboy Mansion. There's a picture of me in the grotto. Well, I don't have access to that picture right now because it's from the old days when pictures were on film, and those are all in another location. But we covered up, whoops. We're going to show only the things that we should show in this book. But there is the grotto, and yes, there is a picture of yours truly in the grotto. That's George Plimpton, not George Higbee in that particular picture. But yes, I ended up there because a friend of mine, her brother worked for the Playboy Mansion, and we went to visit. She originally grew up in Beverly Hills. My friend Laurel, she's just great. You saw her in a video that we did in Cle Elum and a short we did from the phone museum over there. But she grew up there. She was very misplaced. She did not enjoy that lifestyle, and her parents, they were aspirational, but they weren't really the Beverly Hills crowd. They were sort of Beverly Hills adjacent. But she went to school with Polly Shore was in her class. The Menendez brothers were in her class, so a very notorious group of people. And her brother ended up getting a job at the Playboy Mansion, and she and I went down to visit her family. And he said, it was shortly before the holidays, and he said, oh, they're having family day and I can bring a family member or a couple of family members. So I pretended to be his other brother and we were invited into the Playboy Mansion. And I have to say it was a really interesting thing. And yes, I only went there for the stories. So we went there and we were allowed to go into the apartments with the heart-shaped beds, and my favorite thing was that they had a bunch of pinball machines, the Playboy pinball machines, and each one has Hugh Hefner with 4 Playboy bunnies standing next to him. And as the machines go through time, Hugh Hefner gets about 10 years older on each machine, and the Playboy bunnies all look exactly the same, which I thought was kind of hilarious. So we got to go into those quarters, but because I wasn't really a family member and you had to be invited into the main part of the mansion, I did not get to see the inside. I only got to be on the ground. So the most famous place I could find to take a picture was the grotto. So there's a picture of me doing the pose because, you're in the grotto, right? So I got my brush with fame at the Playboy Mansion. And yes, I stepped on the beat down orange carpet. That is true. Yes, they still had the orange wall-to-wall carpet. And one of the rooms had, a lot of them had wood paneling, although very nice, real wood, not the stuff like my family had from Kmart. But one of the walls actually had wall-to-wall carpeting, shag carpeting up the sides of the walls still. So it was really fun and very silly and a great day. So, um, oh yes, I had a coworker at an antique mall in Seattle, Pioneer Square, who was a Playboy bunny working in the club at one time. And one day, Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin came in to shop in our mall. And we had a rule that when a celebrity came in, because that happened fairly often in Pike Place, because it's such a famous tourist destination in Seattle, that we were to treat them like anybody else, not make a fuss, offer them service. And if they spoke to us, then we could have a conversation, but no fanboy, fangirling. Robert Plant came in, and my coworker ran right up to him and started talking to him. Oh, remember me? I was Playboy Bunny, and I met you at the club, and blah 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 blah. And he looked so taken aback. And of course, this was 50 years ago. He's not going to remember her from anybody. And he slunk out of there so fast, and we were like, "No, don't do this to him." So the rest of us didn't get to meet Robert Plant. We were a little upset. Anyway, so yes, yes, name dropping. Yes, yeah, we've had a few. Courtney Love came into a shop that a friend of mine owned to buy Roseville pottery, which she collects, and she came in with one of her handlers, and she was, gee, surprised, kind of wasted. So they weren't completely impressed with her. So yeah, we've had a few brushes with famous people around here. So anyhow, let's see. What else should we? Oh, just a moment. I've got to make sure I'm keeping up with messages here because I can see yours, but I can't. Okay, there we go. Um, let's see. So, what do we have going on? Like I said, a few private buys and a few really neat things that people have sent. I'm going to do a little bit of, and I absolutely agree. I, funnily enough, that same trip, I ended up walking into, I think it was Bullock's Wilshire, and Jay Leno was standing next to me, and I opened the door for him, and we had a very nice, normal conversation, like two people just walking in, and then we went our own way, and I didn't shake his hand or introduce myself or anything. And he was great. And it was just like having a conversation with a normal person. And I think, honestly, I think people who are really famous probably appreciate being treated like normal people once in a while. Um, so anyhow, um, the let's see here. We and thank you so much, Amelia. I'll just one last touch on the health thing. Like I say, you know, it's two steps forward, one step back. Symptoms are better, side effects are worse, but we just have four more to go. And so, you know, all of your support has just been so fantastic. And part of that is I've had some lovely gifts from some people. One of them actually came from our friends at Vintage and Vinyl. This came from Katie, and she sent her card and a package because I was watching their anniversary program. She and Soulnate were selling jewelry, and I ended up winning one of the drawings. And with it, she sent a medicinal tea, which is just great. A few of you have done this for me. These are anti-inflammatory, and that really, really helps. And I've become rather a tea drinker because of this. And I know a couple of you have sent cups and saucers for me to use and some nice teas. And she sent that along with a tea ball. And that was really terrific because, whoops, I'm dropping things. That was really terrific because I was running out of the stuff that some of the other folks sent me. And she also sent this great postcard that I thought was really fun. Life seems just like one wash day after another. How are you pegging along? So, let me show you a few other things that have come my way. Miss Wildlife found this for me, which is wonderful. I love the lava glaze. This is Treasure Craft, and it's for Disneyland. These came out about 1970 because they did Walt Disney World right when it opened as well. And it says Walt Disney Productions made in USA. I think actually these started in 1972 because They did the figures for the Country Bear Jamboree as a bank and a cookie jar. Can you imagine toting a huge ceramic cookie jar through Disney World while you were touring? I'm sure that was fun. Um, but they always say Walt Disney Productions rather than Treasure Craft because Disney, right off the bat, even working with American Pottery, he did not want anybody's logo but his on his stuff. If it was his images and his creation, he wanted Disney to get the credit. So the Disney stuff that's real always says Walt Disney Productions or Disney now. Um, so that I thought was very nice. I've always liked that. Sally in Portland sent me some neat stuff. This is a Whiting and Davis purse with rhinestones. I like this color. It's a little different than what I've seen before. And it's actually really clean inside, and it has the logo on the label. I would say from this design, this is probably 1950s or early 60s. And so that was a really neat piece to get. And she also sent, some jewelry, but she also sent this box, which I wanted to show because it looks like Wedgwood Jasperware. There are various companies that made things that look like Wedgwood Jasperware, but this one is actually this company that you see on the back there. It is made in England, and it's really good stuff, but it is not actually Wedgwood. It's actually this, shoot, I can't read the label in here. It's a little dark for me. But anyway, just be aware that there are companies other than Wedgwood that make Jasperware type things, and they vary in quality. There's one called eCanada from up north of the border as well. She also came across some jewelry. This is a very nice butterscotch Bakelite. I've got to stop calling it Bakelite, okay? This is, we call it Bakelite because Bakelite is the formula, but then they reformulated it to take color, so it wasn't just black or brown, and that's when they started making the jewelry. And it was a different company. The Bakelite patent expired, and they were able to use it and redo it in color, and so it is technically called Catalin, like Catalina. This, on the other hand, same era, but this is pressed celluloid. This is supposed to look like pressed coral, but I thought that was really neat. And these are 1930s and 40s era. This is a great little pin here, and it opens up as a locket. This is Victorian Revival, so it looks Victorian, but it's actually more like a 1940s or 50s era, and you can tell that because it has a safety catch. Let me just see. Sorry, when I get a ding, I just have to, okay. There we go. Just make sure that we're doing the right stuff here. Couple of other pieces I can show you here. This is also pressed celluloid to look like flowers, which is very cute. Celluloid's been around a long time, so some of that can go back as far as about 1910. Celluloid was one of the first forms of plastic. These have a signature, and you know, it's funny, the lights look really good to you guys, but in here, I'm going to have to use my black light to see if I can read any of these labels, because my eyes cannot make this out. Oh, okay, yeah, these are Vendome, and Vendome is a good costume jewelry maker in the faux pearl. Those are from about 1970s. They look like something that you would have seen Doris Day wearing back in the day. This one is Limoges. Limoges, like a lot of other ceramic company, of course, Limoges is an area that makes porcelain, but various companies in Limoges started making jewelry around 1965, 1970, as did other ceramic companies at the time. This one is fun because it's a double oval, so it's got a modernist look to it. And let's see, I think we have one or two more here. Oh, yes. This is a very nice micro mosaic. Now, the back is shiny, so that's going to be post-war Italy, after World War II. But it's a very nice size, and I really like micro mosaic jewelry. And then there's also this. I believe these are Laguna And these are Aurora Borealis crystals. So just nice to have a lovely little selection of costume jewelry come in, and I'm very appreciative of it. If you notice, I haven't been selling a whole lot of costume jewelry lately, and the reason for that is once I'm through the treatments and I'm able to make my comeback and be in the show world again, I'm hoping that'll be maybe the February Mount Dora, Florida show. Fingers crossed, as long as they don't hold me over for more treatments, that's my plan. And if that's the case, it'll be my first time back. I'm not sure how much hefting of boxes and stuff, I'm going to have to rebuild my strength a little bit. So I am going to hold on to jewelry because I can do a big display of jewelry, and it might be a little bit easier on me at first while I get back into the rhythm of all of this. I plan to bring other things as well, of course. Speaking of bringing other things, I wanted to mention Teak Stock was last weekend. I know some of you folks were there. I hear the auction was very, very good. I know I got outbid on everything I bid on. I tried to be there in spirit. So I didn't win anything, but I heard some really neat stuff sold, and I'm looking forward to being back there next May. Then this weekend we have the Springfield Antique Show, and Sarah and Jason Wrinkle and Willie Joe and Beth Kemper are going to be occupying my regular space and the space next to me in front of the dog pavilion. And so if you get there, please go visit them, because they are, I've seen some of the pictures of what they're bringing, and it looks like it's going to be really fun. And Sarah will also be doing some filming, I understand, because they are working on starting a YouTube channel, so you might get a chance to be on YouTube. And also, it'll just be a really fun time, and I'm very grateful that they're doing it, because that way they're holding the spot so that I can come and join them again next May. Also, we are looking at Custer's Antique Show in Spokane is October 4th and 5th, and Miss Wildlife and Corinne Jones are going to be there. And please go see them if you're in the Spokane area, because they are, I've seen some of the pictures of what they're bringing, and they are bringing some really neat stuff too. And it is, I'm excited because that's going to just be an annual show now in the fall. And so I expect to be able to get back there next October and join them for that again. And one thing, since it's come up, I need to go pick this up. I wanted to share this beautiful piece of glass. This came to me from Miss Wildlife, and she said that I can enjoy it as long as I want. And I am really enjoying looking at it when I have to lay in bed after treatments for a few days. It's a beautiful glowing thing that I have. I actually got a piece of English furniture with a mirror so I can see this and its reflection while I'm laying in bed. It's a beautiful, wonderful piece, and at some point I think that we'll probably put it out for sale, because it's a very valuable piece. But it's so kind of her to let me have a moment with it, because it is just gorgeous. And this is, I don't know if you'll be able to read the signature, but it is actually signed Chihuly in the middle. We don't see a lot of pieces that are actually signed by Dale Chihuly. He has a lot of proteges, a lot of them go off and make things of their own, but this actually came from his studio and was either made by him or made under his auspices. And these are not inexpensive pieces. These sell in the 4 figures. And it was just incredible. I was honestly kind of in shock when she handed it to me and said, "Here, have fun with this." And I looked at it and saw what it was. It is really a wow piece, and I just wanted to show all of you and say thank you again. Just the opportunity to hold and feel something like this and have it in my world for a while is just really, really special and just so cool. So I wanted all of you to get a chance to see it, because we just, I've been doing this a long time. I've had many of the pieces by his proteges. I have never actually handled a piece of Chihuly myself before. So that was a really big deal to me. And so I just wanted you to get a chance to enjoy it as well. Um, yes, that's right. I would rather have it than a Shatner kidney stone, but to each their own. Let's see there. Um, it should have a purpose. Well, I figured if it was going to have a purpose, probably grapes, because they're nice and soft and you're not going to chip it with them. I would not want to put anything in it that might, because it's actually rather thin glass. It's pretty fragile stuff. So, um, well, let's see. A couple other things real quickly. I have been restocking a lot in my antique mall spaces in Centralia and in Seattle at Lander Street Vintage. And I actually got up to Snohomish and have been restocking a lot there as well. I can see the little by little, usually I have one really good week where I feel pretty strong every month. And on that week, I've been going to my storage unit and getting into boxes that I haven't opened since before COVID. And I have finally gotten to the end of the storage unit. And so a lot of things that haven't seen the light of day in years are in the malls now. And it's just a really great feeling. My goal is when the treatments are done for the storage unit to be shrunk considerably, and the cost of the storage unit to be shrunk considerably as well. So I am definitely very excited about that. And I also, because I'm not doing shows, I'm putting a lot of my very best stuff in the malls, and they're doing very well because they're getting a nice caliber of merchandise. So that's been really fun. It's something that, gets me out and around and gives me something to do when I am up to doing. So let's see. One other thing too. I have not been doing public appearances. I haven't been doing appraisal fairs. I haven't been conducting estate sales. I haven't been going to shows because I've got to be avoidant of big crowds. But I did get permission because I talked to my oncologist. This had been scheduled since before I had the diagnosis. And she said that I may keep my appointment to speak to the Green River Glass Club here in the Seattle area. It's about 24 people. A lot of them I've known for years. I've been to the hall before. I'll set up a table. They will stay about 12 feet back from me. I'll give a nice presentation, and we all understand they're not to come up to me. I'm not doing appraisals. We're not doing stuff where we're exchanging stuff. I've got to have my distance. But because of that, she said I can do the presentation, and I'm really excited about it because what I've decided to do, and I'm going to film it and show all of you, is talk about all of the forgotten glass. I know a lot of us, especially a lot of newer folks to collecting, are really into glass, and that's been a big feature. Everybody is like, hot for fairy lamps and swung bases and mid-century modern and Blenko and all these things. But there is a whole lot of really beautiful glass that people have just sort of forgotten and overlooked, but it does still sell, and there are still collectors. And so we're going to talk about that and show it. And I've been putting things aside and preparing for that. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing that with all of you towards the end of the probably, I think the end of this month, the 29th, I think, is when I give that presentation. And I'm hoping I'll be able to release the video sometime in October. So, and yes, we will talk about Bristol glass, Sandy. We will specifically talk about Bristol glass, and we'll specifically talk about why what everybody thinks is Bristol glass is not. So that will definitely be one of the topics. So, and yes, I love glass. When I first worked in the business, the first week I fell in love with glass. The first thing a customer asked me for was blue Caprice, and funnily enough, I'm going to be looking at some blue Caprice in the pick that I'm doing this Friday. So anyhow, those are some things that I'm looking forward to and looking forward to sharing with you. So I guess what we should do next is share what we have tonight for our live sale and giveaways. I am going to, oh, yeah, I bet this is really interesting. You know, there are some great histories, and it really is interesting when you look back, you know, that when the technology of glassmaking was new, the way they found the colors, if you ever read about the Mount Washington Glass Company and how they invented peach blow glass and figured out all these ways that chemicals could be used so that you get an opalescent rim and all of that. We take it for granted now, but it was a huge lesson in alchemy for them back then. Um, so let me quickly let Zeno know that we're going to get started, and that way, starting sale, that way he will be able to come in and he will be able to work with us on our giveaways. And I need to quickly write down the secret words. They won't be secret to you. We'll tell you when the giveaways come up what words to put in. And that way, anyone who's interested in being in the drawing for the giveaways will have a chance to participate. And we have some really fun ones actually tonight. So we're going to start the sale now. And I have 8 lots because I have been through 8 treatments. So we're going to have 8 lots and they're all going to start at $8 each. And next month I'll have been through 10 treatments. So we'll have 10 lots at $10 each. See how that works? It's just a nice way to celebrate getting through this process and share some things with you and have a little bit of fun. So let's see. Well, we're going to start with glass because we just were talking about glass. So let's see here. And oh, it's okay. The things I'm doing tonight are not terribly expensive to ship, and it doesn't matter where you are. If you're watching, I know we have viewers in Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. tonight, so we'll get them to you. And yes, that's right. I need to just confirm with him what the secret words are. There we go. All right. So I think we'll start out in honor of teak stock. I missed getting to go there, but we're going to put a couple of Thetan pieces up. 2 little ruby bells. And we're a little bit ahead of the holidays, but the color is here. So these are going to start at $8 each, and you're welcome to bid at any point if anyone has interest. The bidding starts now. So they are both floral. They're white painted floral. Now, a lot of people assume that anything that is white painted floral is Mary Gregory glass, especially if it has children. Well, Mary Gregory worked for the Sandwich Glass Company for about 4 or 5 years, and she did paint children in particular, but there weren't a whole lot of people who, but she really didn't work there a long time, and she didn't paint other figures, and that somehow this has all been euphemistically called Mary Gregory glass. It's not completely accurate. But here is this. I'm going to hold up a paper behind it so you can see what the color really is. There we go. These are a true ruby red, and this one has a nice quilted optic to it. That's that sort of herringbone. And yes, Mary Gregory inspired. We can go with that. They have a nice quilted herringbone pattern. And let's see if these have any cadmium in them, but I don't. Well, you know what? Much to my surprise, this does seem to have a little bit of cadmium in it because I am getting a glow. So they might have had a little bit from the Amberina. And we have Beth at $8 choice. Very good. Thank you. And let's put the other one up and see if it... Oh yeah, this one does have a little bit too. These actually do have some cadmium glow. In fact, this one is rather strong, which means that there's a little bit of Amberina in them. That's when you get the glow. The ruby doesn't really glow, but the orange does. So we're at $8 choice here for these. And we're going to take a look. I don't think either of these have an artist signature. One has a floral spray, and one is more just a solid open rose. So I'm going to hold them in there. You have one in a box. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't really find the Thetan in boxes very much. So $8 each now, $9 with Maggie for choice. All of these will be choice. We'll put up at least 2 items in each lot tonight. So $9 with Maggie for choice. This one is the quilted optic, and this one is a reeded optic, as you can see there. And actually, I thought I did see a signature on this. Got to hold it in a better light, so pardon me for a minute. No, I think it's an optical illusion. $10 for choice now with Beth. So Maggie, let us know if you're in. There is some writing inside one of them, and I'm sure it is the painter's name, and I see it now. Let me see if I can read that for you. Oh yes, okay, yeah. This one is signed by D. Cutshaw. And then the other one does not seem to have a signature, although the pattern certainly is very similar. So we are at $10 choice for these. If anyone else is in, let us know. And yes, you are right. It is D. Cutshaw. That is the signature on these. We're at $10 for choice, and we're going to clip along pretty fast here. So Maggie, let us know if you're in. Otherwise, we're going to close this out. We are going once. We are going twice. Oh, Maggie at 11. Okay, Beth, let us know. We'll give you one more second here to respond. And Beth at 12. Maggie, let us know. $12 choice on these. And these came to me again courtesy of Miss Wildlife. So thank you for that. I think we traded for something on these. It's fun to do that sometimes. And now Naomi, $13 for choice. So we're at 13 for choice on the Fenton Bells. Oh, Beth at $20 for choice. Okay. Beth does not mess around. Beth is getting ready for Springfield. I saw I saw a picture of more stuff than I thought she could possibly fit in her car, but she assured me she can. And I believe it because I'm amazed what I can get into my van when I do a show. $20 for choice. Maggie is out. And we're going once. We're going twice. And we are sold. So Beth, let us know if you want one or both, and choice is yours. And we will, I'm going to just set this down. Yes, I know Carol Sue and I have done some trading too. It is fun, you know. In the old days, everybody said buy, sell, and trade. And nowadays, some people are really doing it. Okay, she would like the signed one. Very good. We'll put that one aside. I'll make sure I get the right one. And I will put signed. Whoops. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. Let me find a different thing to write on here. All right. Like fitting a gallon in a quart jar, yes. Everything you can squeeze into a vehicle is a talent. It really is, actually. I even did a video once on how I packed my van, and I had a few resellers say, oh, that's how you do all that. I put cases between tables, and I put, oh gosh, yeah, I'd go crazy with it. All right, our next round here, these are just fun, and we're going to do these. This will be choice again. These are Novelty pencil sharpeners, and one of them is Popeye the Sailor Man, and there's your sharpener in the bottom. And one of them is a globe presented by the Chrysler Corporation sometime around 1970, back when they were selling all over the world. They're pretty much more just an American company now, although now they're owned by a European company, so I guess they're world stuff again. So $8 each for choice on these. They are Novelty pencil sharpeners. I thought it'd be fun to put a couple of these in the sale because we are right at back to school time. And I know a lot of people are globe collectors, and a few people are character collectors. So we will put these up. That elderly poodle at $10 is our opening bid. Thank you very much. And yeah, I remember when the Popeye movie came out, when I was a kid. There we go. I've got him the right way now because you can see his tattoos. And I remember thinking that he reminded me a lot of the sailors in Bremerton, Washington, where I grew up. And Debbie from Chicago, $12, thank you. Now Elderly Poodle at $13 for choice. So, yes, Popeye was definitely, especially the way he and Bluto would fight, because I remembered some of the young ladies in our school had sailors fighting over them, so it all seemed very familiar. And then this one, of course, spins like a globe. Debbie is $14 per choice now. Thank you. This one does have a little bit of some markings around the equator there. A couple of black holes that your ship might sink in, I guess. But yes, it's. I think they've got the right ocean on there. North Pacific and South Pacific. Okay, yes, very good. North and South Atlantic. I thought for a minute that it said the Antarctic Ocean, which would be a bit of a mistake. So we're at $14 each for choice, and let us know, Elderly Poodle, if you're still in. Otherwise, we will sell this. Okay, well, you're in, but 14 is the same bid that we have, so let us know if you are up to 15. We'll go from there. Okay, 16. Okay, thank you. Debbie, let us know if you're still in. And it's great to have all of you here. I think that we've got about 100 people watching tonight, and it's just wonderful to connect with all of you again. We will do this again in October and November, and like I said, I think we will try to make a regular thing of this, because it is fun to get together and chat and talk about all the things that are going on. So we're at $16 for choice. Debbie is out, so we're going to sell to Elderly Poodle. We'll get the first choice. And I saw you said the Chrysler is fantastic, so I have a feeling that's the one you want, but let me know. And I will make a note right now. Let's see here. And may I have the globe? Yes, absolutely. And oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the thumbs up. It really does help us with YouTube. We are seeing some real changes with YouTube because of all the AI videos that are coming out now. And I don't know if you've seen some of those. I'm a car enthusiast, so and oh, in the meantime, I'm sorry, before I get talking, Debbie, if you were interested in Popeye rather than the globe, let us know, and you can have that as the backup bidder. The excuse me. Very good, Debbie. Thank you. I'll make sure Popeye goes to you. And for whoever gets bids tonight or the giveaways, please do send me an email at theantiquenomad@gmail.com just to make sure that I have all of your shipping information and that it's up to date. I always keep the shipping information in pirate ship, but once in a while, it'll just disappear. So don't assume that I have it. Please do reach out. Anyway, the AI stuff, I watch a lot of car stuff, and I've got to say, there's a couple of channels that just appeared, and they're getting all these views, and I'm reading the comments, and they're thinking what I'm thinking, which is, you've got the wrong car with the wrong thing. And then I started listening, and one of them said, and the price of the car is $1,900, and I was like, that is a robot. If the speech is perfect and never halts and never stammers and never makes a mistake, but there's mistakes in the video, that is a robot. It has not been seen by humans, and frankly, it's just a money grab, and they're really stealing other creators' content to make those videos. I'm not a fan. So there's my 2 cents worth. But YouTube is having to suss out, who do we promote? So the support that you show really does help the channel. It's not something that we just say because we like to see thumbs up because it makes us feel good. It really is what tells YouTube, oh yeah, this is content people want to watch. And yes, that's true. And oh, I'm sorry. There was a backup buyer. Naomi, if you were interested in the other bill, let me know. I know that we are emailing right now anyway, so you can let me know about that. Um, let's see here. Okay, our next round. Oh, I think I've got the wrong thing here. Sorry, I have an order to this. We're going to get to all of it, so it doesn't really matter. But I thought that these were very pretty. This is something from the. I think that. Oh, excuse me. Dehydration is one of the side effects, so I've got to drink a lot of water. I do agree. AI does have a place. AI is helpful with certain tasks, and it's just AI with no human supervision is where I kind of lose it. I don't think that even if they can make computers that are smarter than us, that they understand things the way that we do. So, okay, so now off my high horse and on to another sale. These are from the 1980s. I have been a fan for a long time. They are porcelain bisque, and this is going to be choice starting at $8 a piece again. They are both pillow vases, which is what you call this shape, or these shapes where it's narrow and has an oval top. And that is so that you can arrange flowers more easily in them. And they have a definite deco revival appeal to them. This one is not marked. I suspect it was made in Japan in the 1980s, but I think she's just wonderful because she is sitting there and it appears that it's as if she has wings. And I just think that they're really pretty. And when people say, oh, you're buying things from the 80s, well, yeah, it's been 40 years. And to tell you the truth, some of the things made in the 80s were really very nicely styled, and I always like these. This one is 8 inches, and again, we're starting at $8 each. So this is 8 inches tall, and this one we'll call the nymph. And then the other one actually is a very good quality maker. This is Rosenthal, and this is part of Rosenthal's studio line. And Rosenthal's studio line, sometimes they give attribution to the designers because they had a lot of designers work with them. This one's 5 inches tall. And you notice they're a little bit different in color as well. This one is more of an ivory, and this one is a white porcelain bisque. So $8 each starting bid on these, and the 80s definitely had the Art Deco revival. I've always been a Deco fan, and I became an adult in the 1980s, and so Deco revival and Deco went really well. And as a young person, I could afford some Art Deco, and some of it I couldn't, and so I mixed and matched. And I have to say, I still love some of the pieces I got in the 80s, and I am excited to see people getting interested again. I'm seeing a younger generation. Yes, they do remind me of the naval period as well. Definitely that era. And I do see a younger generation. Now, this is their nostalgia because this is what they had in their house growing up, or their grandparents even had in their house growing up. So let's see. We have $10 choice with Nancy McMullen. If anyone else is interested, let us know. And this one is kind of reversible, actually, because you can just have the feather style if you turn it that way, whereas the Rosenthal piece is the same design on both sides. And Rosenthal, it was a big departure for them to do the studio line. They were really known for very fussy, fancy, flowery porcelain, and then they started doing these sorts of things. So Nancy's at $10 each. If anyone else is interested, let us know. Otherwise, we'll let Nancy have her choice for these, and we'll do our first giveaway. Excuse me. So we're going to be going once, going twice. And oh, we've got Carl in now at 15. So Carrie, I'm sorry. Boy, my eyes. Carrie at $15 choice. So now Nancy, we'll give you a moment to decide if you are in or out on these We are at $15 for choice. Nancy at 16. Carrie, let us know. $16 for choice now. Waiting for Carrie. I started picking these up again when I went to Colorado and was shopping with Yvonne Thrifty Rich, because we found a couple in a thrift store, and she got one and I got one, and we both agreed that we really did like them. $18 each now for choice with Carrie. Nancy, let us know. I just, there's something about the swoop of the lines and everything. It does have a certain grace to it. Okay, Nancy is out. So Carrie, you are first choice. And if you leave one, then we'll let Nancy decide if she wants the other one. So Carrie, let us know. You have first choice on the two pieces here at $18. And oh, purple. Yes, yes. Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of purple and teal. Speaking of 80s colors that are coming back. Carrie would like the Rosenthal. Thank you very much. Let me put that down. Yes, I saw a couple shopping today when I was working in my mall space in Centralia, and they bought a teal Pilgrim glass vase from the 1980s and a violet Kate plate and server, also from, I think, the late 70s or early 80s. So, and Carrie, just because I don't think we've gotten to do business before, make sure you send me an email to the antiquenomad@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that we get this to you. Nancy, let us know if you are interested as the backup bidder in the nymph with the wings, or she's sitting in front of a tree, something like that. Maybe a palm tree, big feathers. The nice thing about deco is it's abstract enough you can decide what you see. Okay, very good. So that one will be for Nancy. All right. Let me put these down where they'll be safe. You can tell by the shelf behind me, I have a lot going right now, so it's a little crowded in here. Let's see, Nancy. Okay. We're going to do our first giveaway now. And oh yes, mauve and gray. I keep thinking with these gray interiors everybody's doing now that we might be on the verge of mauve. Okay, so Zeno is going to, I'm going to tell him we're ready. And the word, if you are interested in the giveaway, the first item we're going to give away is, we're going to do a couple of cigar silks, and then we have another item that'll be our last giveaway. But the first giveaway is going to be this cigarette silk of Queen Helena of Italy. I think she's just very pretty. And if you are interested in winning Queen Helena, the word to put in the chat now is autumn, AUTUMN. So put autumn in the chat if you're interested in the giveaway. And then we will let the Nightbot, which there's one thing that we do like robots for. Nightbot will actually pick a winner. When we say cigarette silks, they are silk linen, and they were originally in liners in the bottom of cigarette boxes back in about 1910, 1920 era. And I just think she's very pretty. I'm trying to think. I guess Italy had kings and queens up until Mussolini came in, and after that, I'm not so sure that they did anymore. So we'll let everybody have a chance to put the word in, and then when everyone's had a moment, then the Nightbot will pick somebody at random. I have no control over who wins, so you all have a chance. If I did have control, you'd all have a chance anyway. Let's see. Oh yes, yeah, you're on Newfoundland time, so you're even half an hour further ahead of everybody back east. So have a good evening, and we will see you next time. Okay, if you have autumn put in, let us know. You only need to put it in once, because it will just pick somebody at random with that word. So putting it in more times doesn't give you a better chance. And let's see here. Okay, yes, he is aware, and I think he's just waiting to make sure. There we go. Karen Kempcase, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I've read your name many times, and I assume that's the pronunciation, but you are the winner, and thank you very much. I'll make a note of this, and we'll make sure to get that sent out to you. And of course, again, just as if let me put the email in the chat for you. I think that's going to be the easiest thing. The antiquenomad@gmail.com is the email you're looking for there. We'll get back to the sale in just a minute, but one thing I kind of forgot to do was I didn't really open things up for questions and answers. So if anybody had anything they wanted to ask, I didn't really give a space for that, and I should. So while I get ready for the next thing, if there's anything that I haven't elaborated on or you wish I would talk about more, please ask, because this is a great time to do it while I get organized here. Let's see, I think this is what we've got next. Good thing I have long arms. All right. Okay. And we'll try to have a little bit of time for questions and answers as well at the end. So what does Nightbot look like? That is a really good question. I like that idea. Yeah. Imagine what Nightbot looks like. I imagine Vincent Price with some sort of his hat down and his coat drawn up where you can't really see his face, but that's just my picture of Nightbot. If you have a vision of Nightbot, put it in the chat. We will see Nightbot again later in a little bit. How is my caretaker doing? Well, what a nice question. That's really great. Stephanie is my caretaker. She's been so helpful to me. She drives me to all of my appointments. She's still doing a lot of the cooking. I'm trying to help a little bit. I'm not much of a cook anyway, but I am doing breakfast on occasion for us to make up for the fact that she's cooking most of the meals. In fact, I hear her fussing in the kitchen right now. She's been doing all of the grocery shopping, making sure I get all of the right food I have a special diet. I'm having a PET scan this week. I can't eat certain things, but I have to keep up my protein. So she's making provisions for that. So she's just been really wonderful. And she's doing well. I think honestly, this has been good for both of us. We've gotten to spend a lot of quality time together, and I've seen a bunch of film noir that I never usually take the time to sit and watch, and that's been fun. And we've been able to have some good conversation, and we helped her sister's family with preparations. Her sister just moved back to California, and that's kind of taken some pressure off of Stephanie. She already had me to take care of, and her sister needed more help, and her family stepped in. So we're doing all right. Barry Gibb. Oh, Nightbot could be Barry Gibb. I can see that. Not Andy, though. Robbie the Robot. Yes, I could see Robbie the Robot. And Otto, you look a lot like our friend Bo, the poodle here. And yes, Applegal is from Newfoundland. I know you're in Alberta, as I recall. I imagine a raccoon in a shadow. I like that. Yes, that's great. Let's see. And yes, I am very lucky to have her. She's been a great friend over many years. We've helped each other out in a few scrapes, and this has been terrific. Barbara Stanwyck movies are great. Hi, Dawn. It's nice to see you. What is Stephanie into collecting wise? Well, she just her sister gave her the grandparents. Oh, I should have brought it in. I'll have to show you sometime. It's a Fenton coin spot pitcher. It is the brightest, happiest yellow, and it fluoresces under a black light. So crazily bright. It is unbelievable. So and that came from her grandparents and was a wedding gift to them back in, I think, the 1940s. So that's a really cool thing. Or probably 30s, actually, because they didn't make uranium during the war. And yes, I know a lot of you have been through what we've been going through here, and wow, bless you for all of the help that you are, because it is definitely a thing. Stephanie has a wall of Stephanie has a wall of Parrish and Fox prints. She also has a fair number of Pilgrim glass pieces, and we'll show some of those when I do the glass show presentation, because Pilgrim glass is one of those forgotten companies that still sells. And what else does she collect? Oh, she also likes Aladdin lamps. She has a number of those around the house. She has a really great Dorothy Draper dresser. So there's some really cool things. If I was able to take the camera around, I would show you, but I'm limited to where I can go here. Just watched The Bad Seed again. Yes, we just saw a Sidney Poitier movie, his very first one, No Way Out, which had Linda Darnell and Richard Widmark. That was really good. And we just saw, oh shoot, what's the name? With Marilyn Monroe and Richard Widmark, her first serious role, Don't Bother to Knock. And that was last night. And wow, that was a really interesting movie. Marilyn really does a good job coming off as unhinged, which unfortunately she apparently was somewhat in real life. Richard Widmark complained greatly about working with her for those reasons on the set, but he said she did a great job because of it, and she did. Um, oh, that's awfully kind. I am in Washington right now, and I have an address in Federal Way, Washington, which probably isn't listed on my website. Things are forwarding from Kentucky, but if you want to email me, I'll be glad to give you a direct address. It's very kind. Okay, so let's get back to some selling, and we'll answer some more questions in a little bit. This next round we're going to have, and again, $8 each is the starting price, and these are two Shaunie vases from the 1950s. Believe it or not, these are both Shaunie, and these were done between excuse me, about 1955 and 1961 when they adopted this label and started making modern items instead of the cute whimsy items that they had made before. And so they came up with these modern colors and glazes. This chartreuse with the speckling, I think, is a really cool design. And they also did a whole line that had this sort of an overspray gold speckling and this turning here. And so they are American ceramic out of Ohio from the 50s. And this one, the pink one is 6 inches. The chartreuse one is 5 inches. So $8 each is the price on these for choice. The interior of this one is chartreuse. The interior of this one is white, so it's got a little bit of two-tone contrast. And I've just always been partial to Shaunie, and I actually like their modern stuff as much as I like their whimsy, even though I think their whimsy is very cute. This is also the same period. Shaunie, of course, was in Ohio, and Cincinnati was a very close by market, and the new suburb at the time of Kenwood was forming, and they made a whole line of really fun dinnerware things with and Maggie at $8 is our opening bid. Thank you for choice. They did a whole line of casserole dishes that looked like sundials or had lobsters for handles. A lot of really cool stuff. Jodine at $9 for choice now on these. And Annette was in the Play the Bad Seed. Oh, that's interesting. I won't make any of the obvious jokes. Oh, you have the whimsy Muggsy. Muggsy is a very cute dog with his poor bandage around his head. Yeah, Shaunie really radically changed in the 50s because the market changed, and they managed to stay in business for about another 6 or 7 years by making that change. Kind of like Treasure Craft would change things up a lot. Now we have Maggie at $10 for choice. And the yeah, I just love pottery, and I think pottery is one of those categories that I love glass too, but it's fun to mix because you get color, but it's a different kind of color. If you have a dark area that doesn't have light coming in, ceramics are a great way to give a color pop to a space. $11 now. And the other thing is I love my transparent glass, but if I'm going to put flowers in it where they're going to have a lot of muddy water and leave a ring, you won't see it in pottery, but you will see it in glass. So I like a little bit of both. $11 choice. Yeah, thanks, Corinne. I think they're kind of pretty too. Now Maggie at $13 for choice on the two Shaunie pieces. The other thing, and yeah, this is what happened to me too, Carol Sue. I started in the business. I fell in love with glass. Then I discovered pottery. Then I discovered china and dinnerware. And then I discovered everything else. And now, as you can see behind me, well, I can't focus on anything. And I like it that way. $13 choice now with Maggie. And so Jodine, let us know if you're still in. She says, Maggie, it's yours. So we're going to sell these to Maggie and let her have them at $13 choice. And if she leaves one, then Jodine will get the backup bid. So Maggie, let us know if you want the pink, the chartreuse, or both. I'm going to go ahead and set them down because they're a little bit heavy. There we go. 2. There we are. Okay, Maggie would like the pink one. So Jodine, if you are interested in the chartreuse, let us know in the chat because that is available to you if you would like it. And next round, we're going to have a choice of 3 items. So let me get those ready while we do this. Oh, very good, Jody. That's perfect. Well, sometimes it just works out. Everybody gets what they want. All right. Okay, so the next round here, we have silhouettes, but we have a little different kind of silhouette because we have, how am I going to do this? Fortunately, this is non-breakable, so I think I can do this. Okay. So we're going to have a choice out of 3 here. Yeah, I'm going to have to show them individually. This is too hard to do. Okay. So choice out of 3 silhouettes. We have the quarters with the multicolored background. This is a 5-inch silhouette. We have this one with the purple foil dress. And I love when you see a color. The gold are great, but when you see colors in foil other than gold, they're definitely harder to find. So it's the choice between number 1, there we go, number 1, number 2, or the third item that is also a silhouette is actually this. This is a kitchen canister. It is from the 1940s. It's in really immaculate condition, and it has a silhouette on it. And this is actually made this way. This isn't a decal that someone stuck on it. Miss Wildlife is our opening bidder at $10 per choice. Thank you. And so it will be choice of the 3 items. We have 1, 2, and elderly poodle at 20 now. Thank you very much. So we have, here we go. I figured it out. So there's choice. We have the convex glass, the flat glass with the purple, or the can. We have, let's see, Wes at 21, Miss Wildlife at 22, Sandy at 22, Elderly Poodle at 25, and now Sandy at $26 for choice. So $26 for choice on the silhouettes. And I know there's a bunch of you who are interested, and they are pretty cool. So let us know if you're still in. Elderly Poodle now at 27 for choice. I just love silhouettes. The purple one I just got at the estate in Tacoma this weekend. Okay, Sandy is out. And Miss Wildlife and Les, if you're in, let us know. Otherwise, okay, Miss Wildlife's out. And I'm going to say going once, going twice. And I think we're going to sell this now. And Ms. Van Poodle, if you will let us know which piece or pieces you would like at $27 for choice. And if anything you don't take, well, then Sandy will be our backup bidder. And The convex is for you. Very good. Okay, let me make a note of that. And then Sandy, if you're interested in the tin or the purple dress, let us know in the chat because you are the backup bidder. Right. We have $27 there. We need hold music or something while I write these things down. Okay, Sandy would like the purple. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And it's great to see you, Sandy. I haven't gotten to see you for a while, so all right, we will put these aside. Thank you so much. Yeah, I like the convex with the striped, but I really like the foil backgrounds too. I don't know. I have to admit I just love silhouettes. That's all there is to it. I always have. Okay, we're going to do one more round, and then we're going to have another giveaway, and then we'll have a couple more things for you before we finish. And this next round, well, there is something to be said about a name, and this particular name that we're going to show you here, one has a box and the other one does not, and I will show you the box in just a minute. Okay, I just have to get this out safely. So here's the cover of the box. What we are selling next are choice of 2 crystal Lalique plates, and they are starting at $8 each. And I'll show you what we have. One of them was one of their annual plates, and it's the one that has the box, and it is an owl. A really cool looking owl with the Lalique card and with a really interesting design, I think. I just really like the satin glass. Now, it is dated because around the early 70s, dated calendar plates were very collectible, and lots of companies made them, and Lalique got into it for a little bit. So that is the owl in the original box. And then the other piece does not have a box. It's a little larger. This is also Lalique, and this one is Rembrandt. And this one was an anniversary edition, the 300th anniversary of his birth in 1969. And both of these are signed Lalique. This one has the Lalique signature. Let's see if we can get it where you can see it. Yes, you can see the signature right at the top there, those little etchings. Whoops, my hand doesn't make it better. This dark space there, you can see it. So that is the Lalique etching on the Rembrandt piece. And again, these are starting at $8 each, and you may start bidding at any point if one of these is of interest to you. And then here is the other one, and I am trying to find the Lalique mark on this one. I know it has one, but they can be rather obscure. I think it's actually around the edge here where I can't see it. And Willie Joe, hello there. Willie Joe will be at Springfield next weekend summing up a storm, and I wish I could be there to see. I'm looking forward to seeing pictures because I know that all of you have really fun stuff. It's been really fun selling there with you in the past. Sarah now at $25 for choice. So Sylvia Lee now at $30 for choice. Yes, this is it's not often that you see Lalique on a live sale. I have never had any before, and I apologize. There's a little piece of tape right here that I did not manage to get off, but that's all you're seeing there. It's not any sort of damage. Willie Joe now $35 for choice. And Willie Joe, I hope you either got or are about to get the railroad china piece that you bought on my eBay listings. Thank you for that. Now Sylvia Lee at $40 for choice. I didn't measure these. I probably should do that for you. The Rembrandt is 10 inches. Willie Joe is 45. Sarah is out. Thank you, Sarah. The owl is about 8 3/4 inches. So that's your sizes on those. And again, the owl comes with the box. Rembrandt did not have a box. So we have $45 with Willie Joe. Sylvia, let us know if you're still in. And this is for choice. Ooh, I hear something going on out in the kitchen. Okay. Sylvia, if you are still interested, let us know. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up. Okay, Sylvia's out. So, Willie Joe, you are the winner of this round. And if you'll let us know if you are interested. Oh, Larry got in right at the last minute before the sold. My apologies. Larry, you are the high bidder. If you are interested in the owl or Rembrandt, let us know which in the chat. And then Willie Joe is our backup. I jumped the gun there, but we do honor how the sold comes in, and the sold came in after Larry made his bid. So last minute bidding does work sometimes. So Larry, let us know in the chat which one you're interested in, or both, and then we will make the other one available to Willie Joe. Larry would like the owl. Okay. So Willie Joe, if you're interested in Rembrandt, let us know. And I will make a note for Larry for the owl. And I'm going to set this over here because I want to make sure that I keep it together with the box lid. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. We have... Okay, very good. Oh, Willie Joe wanted Rembrandt. Well, see, it's so great when that works out. You know, it's terrific. Somebody said to me once, who was not in the antique business, wouldn't it be easier if you could just buy one thing over and over? And I said, no, because everybody has different tastes, and that's what makes the world work. If we all wanted the same thing, it would be very competitive and not so much fun. This is a lot more fun. So wonderful. Let's see. Okay, let's do another giveaway. We're going to do another cigar linen here. And the word this time is leaves. So we had autumn, now we have leaves, because it's 85 degrees out here, but we are expecting fall to come soon. And this cigar silk is another one from Nebo Cigarettes from about 1900 or 1910, and this is the Irish lass with the Irish flag. And this is right about the time that Ireland was fighting for independence from England, which it finally achieved in, I believe, 1916. So put leaves in the chat if you are interested in the Irish linen, and Nightbot will pick a winner here after you all have a chance to put that in. Yeah, I think she's very cute. My friend Erin probably would have liked her, but I decided she was for one of you instead. I really do like the cigar linens. I like the ones with the flags, but they're a little more common. Some of them look like little Persian rugs, but these ones with the figures to me are the most interesting. Ah, Fossil Forward is here. Hello there. And you got these on postcards. Yes, they did use a lot of the same images you saw on postcards, because this was also the era of the golden era of the postcard, between about 1906 and about 1915, when postcards were a big new thing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set this down for a moment, and we'll wait for Nightbot to catch up with us here. Corinne Jones. Well, congratulations. I will put down that you are the winner of the silk, and we will get that to you. And I just want you to know, Betty R., that I had a wonderful Mexican dinner or lunch today in honor of Mexican Independence Day. I know that you're having chile rellenos. Let's see. You are very welcome. Congratulations. All right. we have a couple more lots and then one more giveaway. I think the next lot we'll do are these. These are for our, like I said, I've been drinking a lot of tea lately, so suddenly teacups and saucers are catching my interest, and I've had a couple of nice ones come from you folks, and I had a couple of nice ones I thought I would share. So again, $8 is our opening price, and it's going to be choice. One choice is this one. This is by Adams, and this particular one is from, I want to make sure I get this right. Yes. Yes, this is the tour of Dr. Syntax. So this has to do with, I believe it was the, was this not the Pickwick Papers? Let me just check this out. All right. Yes, so, okay, we have Dr. Syntax here, and it's a scenic, and this one is the cup and saucer scenic. Adams did these, I believe, in the 1930s in England, and I always like that. They did Shakespearean pieces. They did all sorts of stuff that had to do with plays. The other option is this one, which is a very nice translucent one. You can almost see through it. It's a very fine porcelain. This was hand painted by an amateur around 1910 or 20, and this one has grapes, and the person's name was Williamson. It's a very, very fine china, I believe Bavarian. And so I thought they did a very nice job on it. I like the ones that were done by professionals in the studio, and I like the amateur ones if they're done well. And I thought this one was done especially well. So $8 choice on the two of these, and we have RN at $12. And thank you for your bid. And by the way, I did pull the muffineer today for you that you requested, and I will be looking for the other piece that you requested tomorrow because I think it ended up at the mall in Seattle that from what I can tell. Nowadays, some of the malls that I'm in are so advanced you can actually tell what you sold, and I did not see that one sold, so I should be able to get it for you. So here's the choice, and Sarah now at $15 for choice. Yes, I really do like cups and saucers. I try to be kind of particular about them. You know, there's lots and lots that are a cute flower on white that were made in Japan or England, but I look for ones that are a little more detailed. And some cups and saucers are very valuable. I know Nurse Flipper a few years ago did a very popular video on collectible cups and saucers and showed some that were selling for $1,500 and $2,000 each. I know I had an appraisal with somebody who had a cup and saucer that she got 5 of them at a church sale in Connecticut, and they were Dresden, and they were from the 1700s, and they were $3.50 a piece. I think she paid $5 each. So they are out there. It looks like we have Sarah at $22. It looks like is our high bidder. We'll mark that sold. And Sarah, you can tell us which one you are interested in. I have a hunch that I know because I sold next to Sarah, and I know she likes really pretty porcelains, but I'm going to let her tell us, and then we'll go from there. Okay, yes, she wants the grapes. So Anne, if you're interested in Dr. Syntax, let us know in the chat. You are the backup bidder on that. And I'll make a note really quickly here. All right. Yes, I'm curious to see Sarah's footage from Springfield, so I can at least live vicariously through her. Oh, very good. And the other one goes, see how nice this is? Everybody is getting what they want tonight. That makes me happy. All right. And our last bid here, I saved something really cute for last. And something, again, I tried to bring some things that were a little different tonight, just because, you know, I figure that there's lots of sales out there. So let's show some things that are not the things that people see all the time. These are toothbrush holders, and they are going to sell individually. $8 each is the opening bid, and they are from about sometime in the early 30s. I believe they both were made in Japan. One of them is marked as such, and oh yeah, they both are actually. And this one could be hung on the wall like a wall pocket if you wanted to use it for flowers, because his holes are here. In the old days, of course, the toothbrushes were skinny and you could put them in like that. You can still buy the skinny toothbrushes, actually. And then this one holds a single down by her waist. It's a little fatter, so it might hold a modern toothbrush. But a lot of people use these as flower vases now. And yeah, they really do look like giant penny dolls, yes. And they're all hand-painted. It's amazing to think that in the 1930s that labor was in such abundant supply because of the Depression that they could actually afford to have people paint all of these details. Now you would have a machine do that if you were lucky. Connie Jean, $8 for choice is our opening bid. Thank you, Connie Jean. Yeah, I just thought they were really sweet. I love the eyes. And yes, cuteness, exactly. I think sometimes cute is a great thing, especially in a bathroom. Or, I don't know, even like little flower vases. You could put pencils in them. I mean, there's any number of things you can do with these. There was a period of time that people said, well, you can't put modern toothbrushes in them. Well, you know what? You can use them for lots of other fun things. I'm really glad. I like the pictorial teacups too, and I do not see them very often, so I'm glad that was for you. So $8 with Connie Jean for choice on these, and let me measure them for you. They look like they are just about 5.5 inches tall each. So not super huge, but very cute. I like things that are tall and slender because I can fit more of them on a shelf. I am a maximalist collector. I really enjoyed the sale I went to because the person who had lived there, the sale this weekend, was a maximalist collector as well. Elizabeth now at $10 each for choice. Thank you. Connie Jean for $12. And yeah, I agree, Yvonne. I think these are very lovable. And I know you appreciate painting. Yvonne is an artist. I actually just ordered a watercolor from her. She has a new website up. And I believe YvonneSangsterArt.com, if I remember right, is the website. So, and I don't mind saying something about that because I liked her work enough to buy a piece. Elizabeth, $14 for choice here. Connie Jean, $16 for choice. Connie Jean bought some really great stuff at Teak Stock. She sent me pictures, and I have to say, she got some really neat things. There were some beautiful pieces there this time. I definitely missed being there. So $16 each. Elizabeth is out, so Connie Jean, unless someone jumps in at the last minute here, I'm going to mark this sold. And Connie Jean, let us know if you want one or both. If you only take one, then Elizabeth will be the backup bidder. So let us know which boy, girl, or the couple together. These actually came from the 400-mile sale in Kentucky, and I just haven't been able to get them out yet. And so I thought they would be fun to have here tonight. That was something I missed doing with Zeno this year. I'm looking forward to being able to do some traveling with him and get to some other places and show you some cool things. Okay, she's going to take the boy. So, Elizabeth, let us know if the little girl is meant for you. Let us know and we will make her available because Connie Jean is taking the boy. And we'll give you a moment to let us know that. And in the meanwhile, I need to send a text to Zeno and let him know we're going to get ready for our last drawing here. Okay. So Elizabeth, let us know about the girl. And in the meantime, our last drawing, I'm going to show you what we have. our last drawing tonight is actually going to be for this. Elizabeth would like the girl. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad she's going to get a nice home with you. And so our last drawing tonight, if you'll put in the word fall, F-A-L-L, for the season that's coming very soon. This is Pilgrim glass. This is from about 1970. They were really known for a lot of small glass novelties, pitchers, and this sort of thing. This is about the size of a creamer, although you could use it for other things as well. It's 4 inches, and it is orange, but it is actually amberina, just enough so that you will see a cadmium glow, especially in the bottom half, because their amberina tended to shade orange to about the shoulder, and then when it gets south of there, you get into the amberina, and that's the part that glows. So it does glow under a black light, and I just thought it would be nice to send a piece of this. Like I said, Pilgrim Glass is one of those companies that made really great stuff that I don't think has really gotten its due, because I haven't written a book on it yet, but I'm seriously thinking about it if I can find some of the old catalogs from back when we used to rep them, because they made really neat stuff, and I just think that there just isn't enough scholarship on them. So I think they're a bit of a sleeper right now, and I am excited to send this off to somebody who appreciates it. And yeah, I always like the texture too. They did some really great modernism. They did Deco Revival in the 80s. They did a lot of neoclassical design, but they also had a history with their original designers were all from Murano. They were the Moretti brothers, who left 2 brothers in Italy and 2 came to the States, and all of them were pretty famous for their work. They were shown at the 64 to 5 World's Fair in New York, and I think Expo 67 in Montreal as well. So they were a big deal in their time. And of course, they did all that great cameo glass as well. And yes, it would be a nice little water pitcher. I actually have a tumble up by my bed, but this would be more convenient, come to think of it. Okay, we're letting everybody get in the word fall, and then Nightbot will do its magic. And you can, yes, those Murano artists got around, absolutely. Well, Italy was not in good economic shape after the Second World War, and particularly in the 60s and early 70s, they had a lot of devaluations. And so Murano artists were very happy to send their work abroad and their talent abroad. And Don Curtis, you are the winner of the piece. That's wonderful. Well, that brings us to the end of our sale and everything. I guess I will just quickly throw it open again if there's any other questions that people have about, well, anything in the world. I would love to ask if anybody would like to know anything that's going on or has any thoughts or comments they'd like to share, and then we'll wrap this one up, and we'll see you again in 4 weeks after treatments number 9 and 10, and we'll have fun again. You're very close. Could you pick up the green vase? Yes, I'm sure we can arrange that. Do send me an email at theantiquenomad@gmail.com, and maybe your phone number, or we can connect that way. And the little red purse glass behind me. Do you mean the? Oh, yes, that is actually going to be in the sale with Heidi. That is a Viking Epic basket, actually. And we are going to do a bid call sale, so that will come up to bid at some point about a week before the sale. We'll announce it, and you'll be able to bid on it that way, or you can watch the sale live when it happens. Oh, you got one like that for your friend for Christmas. That's great. Well, thank you for saying I look great. I think I look good from this far from the camera. Up close, I'm a little worse for wear, but I'm getting through it okay. And I'm having lymphatic massage and a facial to come to deal with the peeling skin, and taking my supplements and everything, and going to be okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you will be with us. We will have level 3 member chat on Wednesday, and uh, I do have some things that I'm ready to talk about, but I also am ready for member questions. And also, if you have things that you want to chat about and you're a level 3 member, let me know. I'm always open to topic suggestions. And well, let's see. And thank you all for a great time. I really do enjoy doing this, and it's just really terrific to get to connect and see all of you. It makes me feel like I'm still part of something, and that's just great. And let's see. So am I sleeping better? A little bit. They've reduced the amount of chemo that they're giving me because, like they said, they can't cure what I have. They can only send it in remission. And because my labs are going the right direction, they said we don't want to overflood you with it. So they've reduced the chemo some, which means they can reduce the steroid, which is the real culprit. They've reduced the anti-nausea medicine because I really haven't had that side effect, thankfully. And all those things were contributing because the first few times I didn't sleep for days. Now it's about, I sleep fitfully the first 48 to 72 hours. And so I'm kind of dragged out for the week, but it gets better. And for the most part, I'm sleeping better. Um, Gotta love lymph garbage. Yep. Well, I'm glad that the garbage is going out. That's for sure. Um, And actually, lymphatic massage is pretty great. It's not deep tissue. It's not like what I was used to. They don't knead you and get into your muscles. They really just stimulate the surface in a circular pattern and go down all of your lymph nodes and then work it towards the heart to get things flowing again. And that's really interesting to me. 20 years ago, actually 10 years ago, they did not recommend that because the theory was that if you massaged a cancer patient, you would spread the cancer. Well, they know better now, and actually, this is really helpful. Um, well, thank you. You all make me smile. Yes, fun times. And it was really great to see all of you. I'm glad you got to do something with your daughter. It's great to see you too. And um, gosh, I guess I guess that's it. And I have not put on a hat tonight. I was going to wear a sombrero in honor of Mexican independence, but I sold my sombrero when I got to the antique mall. It was gone, so I only have the saltillo to wear as a serape. But it's pretty toasty right here today anyway, so a hat would be a little bit much. But I will wear a hat soon. And oh, you had to sign a waiver when you were having it done. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. Well, they've learned otherwise. They actually now know that cancer doesn't spread that way, and that it actually is good for your tissue to um, keep it stimulated. So anyway, with that, well, thank you all. Good luck to you folks who are selling in Springfield this weekend, and you folks who are selling at Custer's in Spokane, and all the rest of you. Happy trails, safe travels until we see each other again.